What's going on? It's the Rap Nerd, and better late than never, but I finally watched all of the John Wick spinoff called The Continental. It's only 3 episodes, and each episode is about an hour and a half. So it's like 3 movies back to back, right? And it's on Peacock now if you're interested, and I can definitely say that it's solid. I went in here knowing that it was going to be an origin tale of Winston and his role at the Continental, which it does provide, and it gives us the backstory to him. But I was also expecting it to have more of an origin story around the Continental and this underworld of the people who get let into the Continental, like the why of it all. Like, how did this thing get built? Why is this person running it? Blah, blah, blah. But I really didn't get a lot of that. So from that aspect, it did disappoint me somewhat. But it still was an enjoyable series. So I want to say that for those who are questioning if they should watch it. I found it to be entertaining. But I will say that I felt like we didn't really need 4.5 hours to tell this story, because while it does give backstory to Winston, I feel like it could have been done in one movie. I don't think that it was a deep dive into the lore enough to warrant this amount of time, because again, it doesn't really change what we've seen in the 4 John Wick movies, and that was kind of what I wanted. But again, it's solid, entertaining. It's a nice action film. It has, some pretty good cinematography, pretty good choreography overall. But this kind of scares me and kind of gives some credence to my thoughts about the John Wick series. I know that the series has given us a lot of characters with spin-offs, and I don't know, maybe it could be because this was a TV show and it wasn't a movie, so the budget wasn't the same. But this does not at all touch anything from the 4 John Wick movies we've seen. And that's always been my cautiousness with trying to do spin-offs and all of that. Of course, you can get some seasoned action directors to come in, which I feel like, if anything, this series is a testament to that you need some director to do any spin-off to be on the level of what they did in these 4 films. It's got to be a seasoned martial arts director specifically. It can't just be an action director, because I feel like they got some folks here who work with action. Didn't look at the credits, so I don't know who were the directors of the 3 parts or films, if you will, but I can tell that their prowess for visual flair of the action and how it was handled is nothing like what Chad Stahelski did. And Chad Stahelski is definitely carved out a lane to put his name up there as far as action directors. So if you're gonna come off the tail of him, we gotta have bangers. And again, the choreography here was fine. Nothing was like terrible or bad or anything, but it didn't ring off the same as 1 through 4. It just is what it is. I can definitely say that the action here was underwhelming compared to what I'm used to in this series. And I was expecting more from that angle, knowing that this franchise thrives on great looking action, and it didn't all the way deliver. There are a few fight scenes like the opening sequence in episode 1 involving Winston's brother when he was breaking into a bank to retrieve an item. That was pretty good. Like that type of stylistic action, in a way it was choreographed and using the one take going all the way up, going all the way into somewhere. I think that was great, and I was expecting that level the entire time. But I can say the series never really reached the heights of what that one fight did. And I feel like another thing that they did in this series is kind of just provide a bunch of bodies to fight. Not even just kill, because of course in John Wick you gotta have people to slay. This is heroic bloodshed we're talking about. But the level of care put into the fight sequences, being specific to the character, was not like John Wick. Like, you have some people who fight a certain way, but we don't really know much about them. Even with the personality, we don't know enough about them to see how their personality shines true with their style. Because that's one thing, again, that the first 4 chapters did so well. Even in characters that you just get introduced to in one movie, you understand their style because they present enough of their character. Like Cassius in chapter 2, he's pretty much a mirror of John Wick, from the way he speaks, from the way he dresses, the way he looks, the way he holds his posture. You can just tell he's of that cloth Wick, and he fights similarly. And then you have chapter 4 with Kane and Keela, who you were given a whole lot of personality, so the way that they fight went hand in hand with what they were doing. And I think these 3 episodes lack that. But what I can say is I still do believe that there is potential there. I just think that they have to find the creators behind whatever spinoff they choose to do to put the same level of care into everything in the films, because that's the thing about Wick. Again, I keep referencing those 4 films, but I mean, it is what it is. One of the greatest franchises, period, when it comes to action. We have to have a top-notch level of care, and I feel like because those movies are so good, this one just came off as being like, okay, you know, it's fine if it wasn't in this franchise, but the fact that it's a part of the John Wick world, we'll have to step it up if we're going to keep doing this. So, again, it was solid. It was pretty fun. I enjoyed watching it, and I do think that it could have been shaved down just to make one long 2-hour movie. You could have covered the same amount of ground, but ultimately, it was a good first try, and I think that a lot could be learned from this to make something even better. So let me know in the comments what you thought about it. Which episode was your favorite? Which fight scene was your favorite? Mine was the bank scene. And of course, be kind in the comments. Don't agree with me, it's fine. No need to get crazy. If you like this kind of content, make sure to like and subscribe. And if you already are subscribed, thank you. And until next time, peace. Rap Nerd Productions, no capping, that's word to mommy.